a teenager who dribbles like Neymar, destroys defenders, and scores in the Champions League like it's nothing.
Doué now moving infield, making an angle for a shot, gets it away and it's into the back of the net. Désiré Doué.
Alisson needed, and he can't do anything about it. And Paris Saint-Germain have overturned.
Désiré Doué was almost unstoppable.
Doué.
Yeah.
I played with him a little while ago at Rennes. He said this kid is a regen of Neymar.
But what if I told you that he almost wanted to quit football? And why did PSG spend 50 million euros on a just 19-year-old kid? This is the untold story of Désiré Doué. Born in Angers, France on June 3rd, 2005. His name, Doué, means gifted in French, and he was named after his uncle, a World Cup referee. From a young age, it became clear he really was gifted. Football was part of their family. His 3-year older brother, Guéla, and his cousins were all football talents. But the youngest Doué stood out the most. When he was just 5 years old, his brother had trials at Rennes, one of the best academies where players like Camavinga and Dembélé trained. But during the trials, the coaches kept looking at the sidelines to a little kid kicking a ball. It was 5-year-old Doué. He wasn't even playing on the field, but still caught the attention of the scouts. The coaches said, for the big brother, it was all complete. Then we turned to the younger brother, and the parents said that he was 3 years younger. But that young age was a problem. Rennes had strict rules. No player under the age of 9 would be accepted into the academy. They didn't want to take the risk on kids who might not develop into the higher teams. But they knew they couldn't let him go, so they broke their own rules, and for the first time ever, they signed a just 5-year-old kid. But his dream of becoming pro almost turned into a nightmare. Some coaches at the academy didn't like the way he played. They said he dribbled too much, and then things got even worse. One day he was playing as a striker, the next he was thrown into defence, just to work on his defending skills. He got so confused, Doué even thought about quitting football. Luckily, his older brother helped him through the academy, and once he moved back to attack, everything changed. He started scoring for fun, and even won trophies. At age 16, a special moment happened. He got selected for the French under-17 team to play the European Championship. This tournament would change everything. Doué had a clear position, the number 10 role, and he showed his magic. He scored 2 goals on his debut and helped France reach the final. During the tournament, he became close with some of the best young talents in France and built a special bond with Warren Zaïre-Emery. Then the final arrived. France versus the Netherlands, facing off against Dean Huijsen. And once again, Doué stepped up. He delivered the assist that won France the match and title. When the final whistle blew, it was a moment he would never forget. His first trophy at just 16 years old. He later said, hearing the final whistle and knowing we are champions of Europe is incredible. A perfect moment. In the dressing room, he went viral for dancing with his teammates. But his achievement during the Euros also caught the attention of Bruno Genesio, the first team coach of Rennes. Just a few months after the tournament, Doué got the call. He was invited to train with the first team. He was so impressive that not long after, he signed his first professional contract, earning €360,000 a year. And don't forget, he was still only 16 years old. Then his moment came. Doué made history. He scored his first goal and was the first player born in 2005 to score in any top 5 leagues, and he was just getting started. In October 2022, he scored the match winner in the 90th minute in the Europa League. His talent was impossible to ignore, and Rennes quickly offered him a contract extension until 2026. Not only Rennes, but Thierry Henry, the coach of the French under-21 squad, saw his talent. Doué got his first call-up for the Olympic squad to represent France in Paris. He made an instant impact, scoring in the very first game. In the semi-final against Egypt, he set up the winning goal with a lucky assist to Olise. That goal sent France to the final, where they faced Spain. Doué had the chance to win Olympic gold, but this time it slipped away. But after the Olympics, Rennes faced a problem. Their plan to keep Doué was under threat because PSG had a big problem. Mbappé was going to Real Madrid, and Xavi Simons was staying in Leipzig. Paris Saint-Germain needed a replacement, but they were not the only ones interested in Doué. Bayern Munich was also ready to pay €50 million. Doué had to choose Bayern Munich or PSG, but he already knew the French league, and his best friend Zaïre-Emery was already at PSG. That made the decision a little easier. He signed for PSG for €50 million, a 5-year deal and a salary of €6 million a year. Crazy numbers at that age. He said, "I feel excitement, but also a lot of happiness. It's a dream come true." But with a move like that, the challenges only got bigger. He had to fight for a spot in the starting 11, competing against Dembélé and Barcola. He spent his first months on the bench, starting just 4 of the first 19 games. Even more surprising, 4 months after his debut, he still didn't even have a single goal for PSG. But there was another problem. Luis Enrique didn't know where to play Doué. Just like in his youth, he was used all over the pitch, without a clear role. One game he was a striker, then a left winger, a right winger, even a false 9. But that changed. He was finally given a real chance, a Champions League game against Salzburg. He came in as a striker, and with 25 minutes left, he finally scored. This goal changed everything for him. From that moment, he started more games and started scoring more goals. But just when it looked like his spot in the team was finally secure, PSG signed another talented left winger for €70 million. A nightmare for Doué. It could have sent him straight back to the bench again, but instead he did something special. He was playing so good that people started comparing his playing style to Neymar. His dribbling, his celebration, even the way he touched the ball. It reminded fans of Neymar. And the stats didn't lie, he even had the most successful dribbles in the French league. He even created more chances than anyone else in Europe's top 5 leagues. And he admitted it himself. He said, "Neymar is my idol." To show it, he even wore Neymar's signature boots. But all the dribbling aside, the biggest game of his life was about to take place. The return game of the Champions League round of 16 against Liverpool, who won the first leg 1-0. And this time Doué started on the bench. But in the second half, with the game still tied, Doué came off the bench and brought that Neymar magic with him. He created chances, caused chaos and almost got an assist. But it was not enough yet. The match went to penalties. Liverpool missed 2 of them. Then it all came down to Doué. If he scored, PSG would reach the quarterfinals. Just 19 years old. A whole stadium watching. And then he sent Alisson the wrong way. He turned to the crowd and did the ice-cold celebration from Cole Palmer. It went viral instantly. But there was something missing. He still hadn't played a game for the French national team, only for the youth teams. However, on March 14, 2025, Didier Deschamps called him up for the quarter-finals of the Nations League. Deschamps said he really has it all, the footballing qualities, he's 19 and he's mature. But on his first day, he arrived too late. Luckily for him, Deschamps joked about it instead of sending him back home. Doué had to wait for his debut. It finally came in the return leg against Croatia, with France down 2-0 from the first match. With 25 minutes to go, he stepped on the pitch for his first minutes. France managed to equal the score and pushed it to penalties, and Doué had the opportunity to crown his debut. And he did. He calmly scored his penalty and helped France reach the Nations League semi-finals. And he didn't stop scoring. Just a month later, he found the net again, this time in the Champions League quarter-finals against Aston Villa. After 30 minutes, he picked up the ball on the left wing, cut inside and curled it perfectly into the top right corner, sending PSG to the semi-finals. But when the pressure even got higher, he delivered again. Paris Saint-Germain won both games against Arsenal and proceeded to the Champions League final. And if that wasn't enough, back home in the French league, he went viral for nutmegging his own brother in a match against Strasbourg. And by the end of his breakout season for PSG, he had scored 13 goals and provided 13 assists in 51 games. Not bad for a player who was sitting on the bench till December. These numbers helped him to achieve another dream. Paris Saint-Germain were crowned champions of France. It was his first big trophy ever, but the best was yet to come. Just 1 month later, he played the Champions League final every footballer dreams of. He scored 2 goals, got an assist, and was crowned man of the match. And in doing so, he broke Cristiano Ronaldo's record from 2014. At just 19 years old, he won the first ever Champions League trophy for PSG. But his journey is far from over. This is just the beginning. He's already proven he can shine on the biggest nights in the Champions League. So now the question is for you. Can Doué lead France to World Cup glory? Because one thing's for sure, he's not done yet. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Doué's rise. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the rise of your next baller to watch.